Hello, good morning. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well and awake. I decided not to exercise this morning. My feet have been bothering me a little bit, but anyway, that's just part of it. I am reading today from Ephesians 5:15, and I just have a quick word that I think is really, life altering. It says, Ephesians 5:15, it says, "Be very careful then how you live, not as the unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil." And here's the kicker. "Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. Do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead, be filled with the Spirit." Okay, there is a lot in the little passage that I looked up, and there were so many words, and it was a little overwhelming. But the thing that I felt like the Spirit kept telling me to go back to was the part where it says, "Do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is." And so I looked up that word understand, and it compared it with a couple of different words. And one of the words, it said, it compared it to just the capability of knowing, or the activity of knowing. And this understand what the Lord's will is. Understand is an activity of knowing what the Lord's will is. That means doing. It's not just sitting there and pondering what God's will is. It is like it's an immediate knowledge. Okay, so what in the world? Have you ever been in those times where you really don't have any reason to know something, but you just know, and you feel very confident in the knowledge that you have? And I would also like to add that earlier in that day, in priority, whatever that is for you, you spent time with the Lord, and you asked Him to fill you up with the Spirit so that you could be aware of everything that He has for you that day. That is what this is talking about right here. "Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is." And then it's talking about that immediate knowledge when you are faced with the situation and you just know immediately maybe something that you shouldn't know. It's not just a sitting down and collecting all this information and then making a decision. No, this is the immediate knowledge. And that is why after he says, understand what the Lord's will is, that's why he says, don't get drunk on wine, but be filled with the Spirit. Because if we are filled with anything other than the Spirit, we will not be able to make these immediate decisions. We will not understand immediately what the Lord's will is in our life if we are filled, especially drunk on wine, but with anything other than the Spirit Himself. So I just thought that was so neat that God says, you know what? When you're filled with me, you have the opportunity to know things you shouldn't know. And you have the opportunity to react and take in something and make a judgment call on what I have for your life immediately. You know, so often we hear people say, well, I just haven't prayed about that. Well, you know what? We got to start our day with prayer, and we got to be filled up with Him all the time so that when we are faced with a situation that we need to make an immediate decision to understand what God's will is for our life immediate, we can do that because we're filled up with the Spirit. Whoa! I think that's good, y'all. I'm excited. And I hope that you are too. Understanding what God wants for our lives in immediate situations. That is neat. See you later. Have a great day. Bye.